Hey guys, it's Ben with Haven Realty and Investments. Today I'm going to go over the 9 steps to buy your home. Could be your first home, could be your last home. Maybe you have bought a home in 20 years. These are the steps. Step one is going to be get your credit in order. So if you have high interest debt, credit cards, stuff like that, we need to get rid of that. Pay that down as much as you can. We want to have a good debt to income ratio here. Any late charges, anything like that, you don't want to have any kind of negatives on your credit for looking for the best interest rate you can get here in today's environment where we're seeing interest rates just ticked over 7%. So we want that to be as low as it can be for as long as it can be on your house purchase. Step two is to get pre-qualified with a lender because they can tell you what you can spend. They know the ins and outs of all the programs. If you can qualify, for example, the bond program where you get some money from the state or from a county to help you with closing costs and down payment. There's just a ton of options. I don't know all of them because I'm not a lender. I have a great lender I can hook you up with that can walk you through this process, tell you if you go FHA, it might be this. If you go conventional, it might be this. If you're VA, you could do this. You know, if the home's USDA eligible, it's this. There's too many options there, but they go through all of your finances, your income, your debt to income ratio, stuff like that, tell you what you can and cannot afford. That's going to save time when you're looking at homes, because if you start and you don't know what you can afford and you're looking at homes that are more than you can afford, or you're looking at homes that are less than you can afford, it'll really help you narrow down what you need to look at so you're not wasting a whole bunch of time going out looking at stuff that might be under budget or might be over budget. All right, step three is going to make a wants and needs list. So things that might be a want, a workshop, a big garage, a pool, screen room. Needs, we might need a certain amount of bedrooms, we might need a certain amount of baths, we might need a certain amount of square footage, we might need a backyard for the pets. There's a bunch of different things that could qualify here, but everybody's different, so you need to figure out what your wants and your needs are, because they're not going to be the same as mine, and they're not going to be the same as Sally's, they're not going to be the same as Joe's. So we need to sit down and go over the wants and needs and figure out, is that really a want? Is that really a need? Is that going to justify the price on this mortgage? So that was step three. All right, step four is to call us and let's talk about it. You got your wants and needs. You know how much you can spend. Now let's schedule some time to go out and look at these houses. We can, measure all the rooms. We're going to see what the views are. We can see, if you want sunset view, sunrise view. I mean, that's where we step in and we go out and we look at everything. We go over the importance of having a realtor there to help you go over everything. Step five is to get an offer together. So we've looked at a couple houses, which we can do now because homes aren't selling in 3 hours like they were in the last year or 2 years. So we can look at 5 or 6, which I feel like is kind of a comfortable area where you don't forget what you were looking at and you can still see the differences in some houses. I've shown people as many as 28 houses, and some people see one house and that's the one that they want. It just depends on how narrowed down you have your wants and needs. If you're a first time buyer, maybe we need to look at more to get a good idea. So that is where we would at that point go over to get the offer together, figure out, pull the comps, see what homes are selling for in the neighborhood, and come up with the offer price. See if we can negotiate any concessions, seller closing cost credits, or rate buy down and a 7% interest rate that we are in currently here in the middle of March, early March. Is a great thing if that's something we can do for you, and we are seeing that happen. So, let's talk. Maybe that can happen for you. Rate buy down, a 2-1 buy down is a really good way to get into a house. We'll see what rates do. Now they have been ticking up. I'm not going to talk about it anymore because I don't know when you're going to watch this video, because rates might go back down. They might be going back up. Don't know. All right, so we got the offer together. I submitted it, and let's say we're under contract. Congratulations, you are in a new video now. We're going to start that process separately, but we're going to continue here going through these steps. Now that we are under contract, we are going to make our escrow deposit to the title company that we have indicated in the offer that was accepted, and start that process. And now the next big thing is going to be getting the home inspection. So we are going to find your home inspector that you like and schedule them to come out at a time that the seller is agreeable with, that we can go spend a couple hours going through the house, checking the outlets, look at the roof. He crawls around the attic, goes over everything, and gives you a report at the end of it of any major repairs, minor repairs, cosmetic damage, anything like that. If you shoot me a message, I can give you an example report so you can kind of see what we're looking at, and we can go from there. Now, after our home inspection, we move on to step 7, which is underwriting. So as the buyer, you need to be in close contact with your lender, who is going to be in contact with the underwriter, and they're going to be asking for things like pay stubs, W-2s, bank statements, anything and everything. You need to be on top of it and get that information to them as quickly as you can, because that is going to speed the process along versus dragging it out. Then if we get to a point where we need an extension because we aren't getting our information to the underwriter in time, then we could be, that could be problematic. We don't want to do that. All right, step 8, we've got all of our stuff in from step 7 to the underwriter. Step 8 is going to be an appraisal. That's something the lender is going to order when the file has moved far enough along and you have all of your information in. The appraiser is going to come out. They're going to do a report saying what they think the value is at. Now, this is a third party. The bank doesn't get to pick who it is. It just goes out and is ordered, and multiple companies get it, and somebody goes out and does it. So that is where the bank is protecting themselves and you from paying too much for a home. When that report comes back in, it's going to be at value, over value, undervalue, whatever it is. And at that point, great job, you got a house under value. Or if you have it under contract for more than what the appraiser said it's worth, we don't have to renegotiate or bring some money to the closing table. There's options there. I'm not going to get too deep into it. I don't want this video to be too long, just kind of the quick 9 steps on buying a home in today's market, 2023. All right, guys, so that moves us from appraisal, step 8, to closing, step 9. Closing day, big exciting day. We're going to do a walkthrough before closing, either the evening before or the morning of. Go through, make sure the home is in the condition that it's supposed to be in, and everything that is supposed to be there is there. There's no major damage or anything like that, because once you've signed, that house is yours. So you can't say, hey, seller, the water heater is leaking. We have to find out everything beforehand. Typically, we don't have any problems, but that is what the purpose of the walkthrough is for. Then we're going to go to the title company, and you're going to have your ID, and we're going to sign, and you're going to be the owner of a new house. That's awesome. Congratulations. So something I do want to say before step 9, this is kind of just in there throughout the whole thing. Your lender should tell you this, but never during the home buying process, once you've started step 1 of cleaning up your credit, don't make any major purchases. This is like a bonus step. No major purchases, no new car. If you have to buy a new car because yours broke down or got in a wreck, talk to your lender first, because doing something like that could cost your ability to qualify for the loan on the home that you might have under contract. Don't buy anything, no new credit cards, no new appliances, don't co-sign any loans. Don't do anything. I have another video of that already, of stuff not to do before you qualify for your loan. So this is all going in the series of what you need to know about the home buying process. This is the second major video I've done for it. Hope you find it helpful. If you have any questions in this process, give me a call, 863-333-5053. Thanks for watching, and let's find you a new house. Thanks for watching all the way to the end. I didn't have any funny bloopers this time, but if I did, this is where they'd be. Thanks again for watching.